Hello! As you guys know, I hit 1,000 subs. I'm really appreciative of that sub count. I appreciate all of you. I did record a special video for you guys. That's gonna come up either shortly or whenever I finish it. There's some stuff I have to kind of do on a end. Don't worry. Don't worry. You'll see the video. Don't worry. So I figure I might as well do a few special videos to commemorate this milestone. And one of the things I did a while ago I never really got back to was reacting or enduring to my old videos. I always did DSP stuff after that. Never went back to it. Now we're going back to it, baby. We're going back to my trash videos. We get to see how much cringe I was back then and see how I evolved and adapted or became a better person. Who knows? Who knows? So, I think the last video I ended on the Valentine's Day skit I did. Yes, I used to do skits. And so I'm going to start with this. I feel like I did some of these videos before, but I don't remember very well. So, maybe I did it on stream, and I just didn't record it for this channel. That's probably what happened. So, we'll watch this. We'll get through as much as we can. If I don't finish whatever is in this video, I'll do another video of it. Don't worry, because I still want to endure all my vids. At least most of them, I guess. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. Alright, guys? So let's get started. Let's watch Thought of the Week. And this is before I don't think I even numbered these. Because I think I did some before, and I didn't number them. I used to do these really interesting titles, and it didn't... whatever. So let's get back here. This got 27 views. Can you believe that? Yo, Thought of the Week. Gonna talk about Metal Gear Solid. They're gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah. So this is what I was talking about. I was talking in a video somewhere. I don't know where you'll find it, but I was saying like I got a lot of my mannerisms from Mega 64 because they'd always be like, "Yo," that kind of stuff. They'd like, "He's gonna be this. It's gonna be that." I was trying to like mimic that. Oh my god, my shoulder hurts because I kind of slammed into a door by accident. So you'll see me constantly doing this or whatever. But yeah. I got that a lot from Mega 64. But look how great I kept my room. This was back when I was in college. This is my dorm room. I got a comment. Was it on this video or another? No comments on this video. But I got a comment somewhere saying, "Oh, are you recording this in jail?" And I was like, "Well." Keep it quick. So I've been actually watching a few cutscenes. I've been playing Peace Walker lately. I've been also watching MGS3 cutscenes. Some of them, only one I think. But anyways, I'm gonna talk about MGS3 and go in chronological order. I did say in 2010 or so that MGS3 is the game of the decade, and it will always be my game of the decade. Always. So I'm gonna start talking. And that is true. I think MGS3 is still my game of the decade. I loved MGS3. That is my favorite game. It still stands up to this day. So looking back at this, I see where young Theo is coming from. I agree with him. MGS3 is the best game. Perfect game. About it. Well, the reason, like, the more I thought about it, I have to do a Thought of the Week on it. I have to talk about it. I have to explain my view of it. I have to. MGS3 has been always my favorite game. Always. I used to hate that game with a passion. I used to hate it because it was... What game? Always. I used to hate that game with a passion. I used to hate it because it felt like James Bond. It felt really cliche. What the fuck am I talking about? Really? I hated it because it was like James Bond? I feel like I just said that just to say it. I think I lied. Saying, "Oh, I used to hate it with a passion." I don't think I ever hated that game with a passion. Like to me, when I started playing Metal Gear, I played Acid got me into the not the drug, Metal Gear Acid got me into the series because I was wondering what the character cards were, and for some reason I thought MGS3 wasn't a prequel. Like I knew it was before like MGS1 and 2, but I thought the Snake in that was Solid Snake, and for some reason I don't know why I kept jumbling the timeline in my mind, and I was like, "Oh, did." And then when like Big Boss lost his eye, I was like, "Oh, that must be like a joke. It must be a gag that Kojima threw in there. Like, he lost his eye like Big Boss." But it's I was like, I don't know why I thought that. I don't know why. I don't know what possessed me to think that was like a gag or something. I was kind of like an idiot back then. I got things confused all the time for some reason.
But then it dawned on me is that it it was Kojima wanted it to be this corny, and he wanted it to be this kind of James Bond feel. And I understand
That
that.
that 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 is true. I still stand by that part at least. Like he did kind of want that game to feel like James Bond. Like that's the point. But I don't know why I said I hated that game. I don't remember ever hating MGS3. MGS2 is a game I kind of hate, but not MGS3. I liked MGS3. Theo, come on. What a fucking dummy.
Completely understand that now. At first, I was like,
Dude, I did the same shit DSP does, like, looking here, but I think I was, like, looking at something. I don't know if I wrote a script or it's gonna play back, because obviously I'm looking at something. Oh man, what the fuck?
oh, that's stupid. But
Uh,
it grew on me. MGS3
wow.
takes a lot of time for you to get into it. First playthrough, you're gonna hate it, but the more you play it, the better it gets, and the more you think, and if you think about it more,
In some cases that I am right about that. Like if you dislike if you kind of feel like MGS3 is boring at first, like that might be like a feeling you might get in the first playthrough. But if you play with that game, if you play that game more often, I think your opinion of it will change. But let's continue.
because I started appreciating three a lot more when I was thinking of this. If you did not play three, you did not know what happened, and just play the game without playing three, you're gonna be lost. Well, maybe not in the first two games, but when you play four, you're not gonna completely understand it, and you could argue, say, well, of course not. But it's like even if you play the previous games, it kind of makes sense what's going on. Like it's not, and that's another thing. Three doesn't make itself obvious on how it makes sense. It's just there's been always a game that's like, oh, this is why it makes sense. Like, for instance, the spoilers, in case you didn't know, in MGS2, when they were
What the
talking about
fuck was that? Okay, spoilers if you didn't know. I guess I was thinking. Oh man.
Patriots, they have like these pictures there that with the red bars on them. If you look at that and then you play MGS3, try to notice something. Those pictures are the same pictures that they use for the philosophers. Like they're closer in MGS2 and MGS3. They're kind of spread up. You're seeing the
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I noticed that, and it was interesting that no one really picked up on it. But I mean, people might know about it now. But if you look at in MGS2 and you see the Patriots when the Wise Men's Committee, the original like illustrations of them, they are the exact same illustrations and profiles of the Wise Men's Committee in MGS3. But then in MGS4, it's like, oh, well, the Patriots were a big boss and this and that. So, really, in MGS2, the information that you were getting was of the philosophers and not the Patriots. And in the Metal Gear Solid database that they released for MGS4, they even said, like, well, in GW and the AIs, they purposely had information of the philosophers to throw people off so no one would really know who the Patriots are. So that was a cool continuity that either no one picked up or people thought, oh, that's a retcon and this and that. But it fits. It makes sense why that would be the case. Interesting.
they're both the same because the Patriots use the philosophers as a cover to hide behind pretty much. But anyways, the reason why MGS3 is the best game, and I really hope I get a good discussion out of this from.
I get
Because I'm
discussion
not
out of
picking
this.
any
Yeah, look
discussion
at the
out of
discussions
anyone.
I got.
Want that to change. The best boss fights. MGS3 had the best boss fights in any Metal Gear game. Every other Metal Gear game had good boss fights. I'm not saying that they sucked, but MGS3 had the best.
I
It was
I kind of agree with that. I kind of do. I think MG3 is the best boss fights. I do agree with myself there, I guess, but because they were more memorable. The only one I really did not like was the pain. The pain was really boring. The fear was okay, but I mean it wasn't my favorite either. But it was a better boss than the pain. But MGS1 had pretty good boss fights, actually. Like that was actually a little more unique, and they required you to actually, stay on your feet in that game. So I think MGS1 and 3 had the best. 2, I feel dropped the ball on boss fights, and 4 is, 4 just felt generic. Like I only liked the Screaming Mantis and the Crying Wolf boss fights. Every other boss fights in that game, I didn't care. I didn't care about. The Laughing Octopus was boring. I didn't like that much. It's okay, but and Raging Raven, I hated that boss fight. I hated it. It felt like a chore to get her.
And you can say, well, the pain is stupid and this, and you can thumb your asshole about that all you want, but
You can thumb your asshole all you want about it. Oh man.
I would agree with you, but if it wasn't for the end, the sorrow, and the boss, I would agree with you. But those 3 boss fights were enough to make me love that.
I do like the Fury. I used to hate the Fury, but I played against the Fury a few times. I actually like that boss fight a lot. It's very challenging and it's very intense because you're in like a very closed environment with a person with a flamethrower, and you have to like kind of be able to get him down before you either die from a burn or whatever. It was very intense and I really liked it. It was actually a really good boss fight. So I can't really slam the Fury as much as I used to back in the day.
That game, and even the fear, the pain, the fury, those were memorable bosses. MGS3 had a lot of memorable bosses. MGS2 had some, but they weren't there. Like, Fat Man wasn't really memorable as much because it's just like, oh, I just and Fortune wasn't really.
I could just. Fat Man sucked. Fat Man sucks because he's just a fat man on fucking rollerblades putting C4 around. That's really fucking boring. And it was never challenging. Because I would just walk up to shoot him. I just do the same thing. Shoot him. And then, shoot him in the head and that's it. And just repeat. It was not really a fun boss fight. And it was just kind of boring. I hated the boss fights in 2. The only boss fight I liked in 2 was fighting Solidus and fighting the Rays, the Metal Gear Rays. And that's it. Everything else was
fun because you just had to stay in one place pretty much. You just had to dodge for a while. That's not fun. That's not a boss fight. I'm sorry.
Well, there's a boss fight.
I mean, MGS2's boss fights were just kind of like, and MGS3's boss fights were just like, okay. Also, that's kind of fun but boring. But like, they're still, they're memorable though. You every time you end a boss fight, you're just like, wow.
You're just like, wow.
It's just like, oh, thank God that's
wow.
over. Not in a bad way. It's just like, it wears you down. That's so brilliant. Like that's why I think 3 does the best. Is that you feel the weight of Snake. Like, and you understand this character's emotions way more because with
14 minutes.
1, 2, and 4.
These videos are so boring. Oh my god. I talked for 14 minutes and already I'm sitting here and I'm like being redundant as fuck. Jeez. And everyone tells me that these videos that I do on DSP or whatever it can get redundant. Sure, but like I feel like at least there's something in these videos that's like tolerable to sit through. This we're 4 minutes in and I'm just getting like fucking cabin fever. I'm just like I want to go to the next video and this video goes on and on and on and I'm saying the same thing.
Like a guy who's experienced in fighting and he's seen a lot of shit in his life. You've played that. When you're playing MGS3, you're playing a guy who's never been through action. He's just a rookie, pretty much, and he's almost relatable, almost. And you're just playing this guy, and you're just like, wow, this is interesting. This is interesting, and I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this. I know I will. I'm anticipating this, but I think my favorite boss fight of all time is a tie. And it's an MGS3. There's a tie between these 2 boss fights in the same game. I laugh at this. The end and the boss. Those 2 boss fights alone.
I laugh at this. I know I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this opinion, but 2 of everyone's favorite bosses are my favorite. Isn't that crazy? Oh man. Oh
Okay.
man.
Well, I'm gonna take the time.
Oh shit, I'm getting up.
Okay.
I checked the time in the video. I checked how long I was talking. So I talked for like 5 minutes. Do I stop the video? Do I wrap up the video? No! I talked for 10 more minutes! What the fuck?
And those are my favorite. Those are my two favorite boss fights of all time.
And my number one complaint I would get among friends when I showed these videos were, you need to shorten your videos. And I said, okay, and then I tried to do it for a while, and then I was like, nah, fuck it, I'm gonna do as long as I want. And to a degree, I get where I was coming from as well, because I just want to do videos just for the fuck of it. But at the same time, I'm watching my videos now, and it's like, I'm getting redundant. And this is what I mean when I watch DSP videos, and when I talk about DSP's videos, is that if your video is gonna be long as fuck, you got to earn it. You got to make it worth that length. If you're gonna sit through a 10-minute video, you have to sit there and be like, yes, this is 10 minutes. I see why it's 10 minutes. It cannot be consolidated because it needs to be this long. But if you're doing a video that could be done in like 5 minutes, then, honestly, it shouldn't be that long. It shouldn't be that long. I'm telling you that right now. I have to mute that. But you can't have a video 10 minutes long and then you just sit there and be like saying nonsense and redundant things. This is exactly the same shit I give DSP. And yeah, you can't fucking tell me, oh, Theo, you're just saying the DSP because you hate him. I did the same fucking shit when I was in fucking college. And I look back at it now, and it's garbage. This video is fucking garbage. And I'm not deleting it because, I gotta stand by my garbage, okay? I might have deleted some videos back in the day, but those are videos that I obviously deleted because they're garbage. There are even videos I just don't want to have on my channel. And that's fine. If you want to delete your own videos, that's fine. You have the freedom. But my god, this video goes on and on!
No other game has topped those boss fights. I hate to say it, but it's like, especially with the end. I gotta say the end is actually a little bit better than the boss, but not because it's of the you'll know why. Because how they treated the end's boss fight was so unique and risky that only that game could pull it off. If another game tried it, it would fail. I like it. If I'm playing Resident Evil and there's a boss fight that lasts as long as the end, I would stop playing. And I know it sounds weird, but it's like the only reason why it worked for the end was because he was a sniper, and you're just looking for this guy, and you're just trying to kill him. And yeah, you're just like, well, I'm just gonna snipe him, bing, bing, bing. But there's so much more to it. The whole like survival mechanic in that game was so well done, and that's what made that boss fight so much better. Is that he was trying to survive, you're trying to survive, and you're just trying to. It was a death match, pretty much.
Like every boss
your
fight.
Survival skills way more than the entire game did, actually, because you're running low on stamina throughout the battle, and you're in the forest, and you see all these animals. You're like, well, I can eat that rabbit, I can eat that, I can eat this, I can eat that. It tests your skills, and that's what I love about that game. And I see so many people hate that game, hate that boss fight for the wrong reasons.
God. I was gonna say something. Can't remember. I talked so much in this video that I don't even remember what I was gonna say.
They hate it because it's long. I can understand that. I used to hate it too for that length, but the more I played it, the more I respected it, the more I
the skill thing. Yeah, that's why I like about MGS3. The boss fights are kind of like a test of your skill. And I don't really feel that with any other game. recently. I don't feel like a lot of games challenge you in that way. Like they don't ask you to like, okay, you know the mechanics. Okay, now fight this guy. And this, that. I mean, there's some games that still do that, but I just don't feel like that a lot of games require that anymore, and that's a shame. But it is what it is.
And more, I loved it because it's not a boss fight you can sit there in one sitting and just finish it. You need to plan accordingly for that fight. You cannot this half-ass that boss fight. You have to sit there and be like, okay, I'm about to enter the end
This
fight.
is a
What
boss
do I
fight.
gotta do?
I
Okay.
can't. I can't.
Well, I gotta do
I'm
this, I
so
gotta do that.
tempted to
Okay,
leave the
so I
video.
to stop now and then just do all this stuff now. Like, and at first I'm like, that.
Let's have a moment of silence for the 27 souls that watched this video all the way through. How did they sit through 14 minutes of this is beyond me. I don't know how I talked for this long.
I shouldn't have to be doing this. It's a video game. But also think about if you're in real life and you're sniping this guy or something, it's not gonna be a quick fight. I mean, yeah, you some talented soldier. I don't know. I'm not an army person, but it's just you feel the pain of Snake. You're just like, oh, I want to find this guy, and you try so hard to find this guy, and when you kill him, it's so rewarding. That's why that boss fight's amazing because it's the most rewarding boss fight to do. No other game can get away with it. Resident Evil cannot do it. Castlevania, no. MGS3 Snake Eater is the only one that can do it. So that's why I like the end. Now I'm gonna talk about the boss, but let me take the time.
Oh, I took the time again!
Okay,
I have Roman back there, cool! Man, I was a happening guy back in the day.
I absolutely loved it, and I know people who keep telling me.
I look at the time, and I still go on. Oh my god.
Fight. Well, you didn't know anything. It's the best boss fight. Yeah, you can go through it, and just be like and just half-ass it, and just boom, annihilator if you wanted to, but it's the reason why it was the most brilliant boss fight I've ever played is because when the cutscenes in the beginning cutscene before the fight was intense. Like, you cannot tell me that cutscene did not speak the most to you. You cannot tell me that, because that doesn't make any sense. Here's why it's a brilliant boss fight. You go there like, okay, I gotta kill the boss. And in the whole beginning of the game, you had no emotional investment between the boss and Snake as much. Like, it started off with you just being like, oh, she's a Kodak person, cool. Oh, she's betraying us, that bitch, I'm gonna kill her. And the more you go on, the more you're just like, oh, well, I guess it does suck, but I'm still gonna kill her. But then when you actually face her face to face, you're just like, shit. Like, it hits you, almost. Like, you're just like, oh, I have to... Because after she talks about what is going on, you just feel like an asshole for killing her. You're just like, oh, no, I have to kill her. Because like, she's like, yeah, the U.S. dicked me over. I was like, what? It's like, yeah, I wanted to do this, but they're like, no, fuck you. And
oh my god.
It was just that whole cutscene explained things so well.
I really
like,
don't.
no, I
Oh
don't want to
man.
kill you. And it was like, no, you have to kill her. And I love the scene where she's just like, okay, you got 10 minutes, finish your mission, face me, and
Okay,
Snake
okay,
like,
Theo, wrap it up.
Wrap
it up.
Looking forward to this fight, and he was just like, I gotta do it, but and he was just like ready. And then the whole boss fight is great, and everyone keeps telling me it sucks because I could just use my shotgun.
Oh my god, I can't. I can't.
Nothing
Oh.
but a handgun. Use nothing but that, and you'll have fun. I guarantee it. Because.
Jeez, I wonder why I stopped doing this. I wonder why. Oh my god, there's more videos too. I have 200 videos. And like probably 100 of them is this bad.
The fact that she charges right at you to do CQC on you, and if you tap circle, like I know there's a way to counter it, but I could never figure it out.
I still can't
There's
figure
always
it
I always
out.
like
I got close
turn to
though. I kind
the
of
side
understand it,
and
but
just like hit her my pistol, and then it's like she falls down. I'm like hit her again with my pistol. Then she gets up and then she shoots me. It was that whole thing was fun. I love that, and that also it was probably the second longest out of the whole entire game, and it was brilliant. The music was excellent, and the ending to that boss fight, like if you cannot tell me if you did not feel anything but sad, then the sorry to those two characters, then get a soul. Because she literally just sat there and gave him her Patriot. Is like, shoot me, kill me now, just do it. And you're just and his face is just like,
oh my god, fucking get on with it.
the game had the balls, and this I always give credit. No other game has done this. You had to push the button. You had to pull the trigger to shoot the boss, and no one and everyone. There are people who glaze right over that. There are people who are just like, oh, and they shoot her. That used to be me. I used to glaze right over it. But when I kept playing it after a few times, I found it harder for me to do that, and I was like, I don't want to push it. I don't want to push it. And I ended up having to push it because I wanted to see where the story is going. But it's like, damn, they are just. There's no like. There's no punches pulled. It's just like, hey, shoot her. And it's like, god damn it,
Guys, we're almost done.
no other game has done that, and I know
We have
they have
like almost a
done it.
minute.
And there's one.
Oh my
gift for
god,
them,
this
but
end.
like that alone it just made me feel really sorry for that character, and I don't want to sound like a wimp or anything, but I did tear for.
I don't want to sound like a wimp.
Because,
I don't.
but it's like.
Oh, don't worry, Theo. You sound like something else.
The events of Snake and how things ended up being why Snake had to kill the boss. It's you cannot tell me that's not a sad story. You cannot say that. It is a sad story. You're just like, I killed her, and you do feel and it's like watching all these events go on, watching Snake accept the title Big Boss, like being awarded the title Big Boss. You're just like, god damn.
God damn.
And you understand why Big Boss would defect. You would understand that perfectly. Hold on, I gotta take the time.
Again.
Okay, I'm gonna go to Peace Walker. That's gonna be a quicker thing. So
I still haven't talked about Peace Walker. Are you? I have to talk about Peace Walker? Dude, 10 seconds I'm talking about Peace Walker. Are you fucking kidding me?
3, perfect game. I'm just saying the perfect game. Peace Walker. And I'm not even ended here. I'll talk about Peace Walker next week, so stay tuned for that.
I wonder if I did. I wonder if I did talk about Peace Walker. I just bailed. I was like, oh, okay, time to talk about Peace Walker. Never mind. Wow, what a great vid. That vid was something, and there's more. There is more. I don't even talk about Peace Walker. Amazing. I was like, oh, I'm gonna talk about Peace Walker next week. None of these videos are about Peace Walker. None of them. And I talk about I say that. Oh man, let's see what this is. Let's see what this is about. New phone. Oh, this is back when so I got this phone, the iPhone 3GS, you know, the hot iPhone 3GS. They had that phone for $50 on Apple Store because they were selling them like cheap because they had the 4 at that time. So of course they were selling the last gen for cheaper, and I was like, oh, you know what? I think it's time for me to upgrade from what I had. So that's why I did this video. I don't know why I did this video. Clearly, I'm recording from another phone. I'm holding it this way, not this way, because I'm smart. Oh, that's the OG iPhone. Wow, I'm so cool, guys. Okay, that was kind of funny. That got a laugh out of me. All right. Aquabat shirt reveal.
Yo, I just got the Aquabat shirt. See here, this is the same color mimicking the new album. So I mean, I chose it purposely. Now I got it in small, and it fits. It fits. I was worried for a sec. I mean, it's tight. It's nice. It's nice. Shit.
Okay, we don't need to see this video. We don't need to see that video. No one look at that video. I did a review for this band called The Hero Falls. I still talk about them because they're a good band. They do good music. I love their music. And they're great people. I like their music, so I say check them out. I think they're on Spotify. They're on iTunes. They're everywhere. Just find them and listen to their shit. They're good. Oh,
yeah, that's
fuck you.
the new track from Hero Falls, a band that I made a review about. Now I'm gonna review this track.
That was a jumble of videos. A band I reviewed. I'm gonna review a band that I reviewed in a review.
It sounds exactly like Paramore. I mean, not in the way they go. Well, you're copying them.
Weird.
I mean, like
so the Aquabat shirt video was in a different dorm room I moved into because it was a different year, and that came and I uploaded that before this. I think there was a glitch with YouTube. That doesn't make any sense, but whatever.
Like you're ripping them up, like not that way. It's like it sounds like in the sense that
they sound like Paramore. They do kind of sound like Paramore, but they're better than Paramore. Paramore is okay. I used to like Paramore, but not anymore.
I listen to that band, and I mean I'm not sure if that's what you're going for or whatever. I don't mean it in a negative way. I do mean it in a positive way. I think it's a good song.
Yeah, what a great review.
I'm assuming you deal with iTunes.
So I was thinking like talking to them, and I'm like, okay, guys, calm down.
Fan page, just to make sure. But from what? Oh, I get this check right now. Yeah, I don't.
What a great bit! I have the camera in my eyes. I'm like doing this, like, all right, guys, I'm gonna review, From Our Eyes from Hero Falls. I gotta find the exact website. Gotta do this, okay? So you'll see my review very shortly. I'm gonna do a live like imagine if I did all my videos like that, just like that close into the fucking camera. Jeez.
I may not be looking hard enough, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna be on it might be on iTunes, it might not. I'm not sure, but those who care, listen to it, give it a listen. I might post the link at some point in the future, not now because I'm recording this off my iPhone.
Oh yeah, my iPhone, dude.
The song is good. The lyrics are interesting. I mean, overall, it's an interesting song. It's not like, oh god. And I mean, I'm not gonna say, well, I know music, but
we're a minute in. I feel like it's been 5 minutes.
It's a good song. I just keep working at it. I mean, I'm assuming you're just pretty much starting. Like not like, oh, I'm starting right now.
Oh my god! Fuck this. Fuck that video. I move on to the next one. Jesus, I can't sit through that. Like you're really gonna expect me to sit through 5 minutes of my garbage? Like, Theo, come on! Why did you make that video? Jesus. Alright, now we're gonna watch this video.
Yo, welcome to a review session of South Park Season 14. I got it. It's actually a really good DVD set. I will say, out of all the DVD sets I own, this is actually a really good deal. One, it comes all the episodes. They even tell you that on the packaging because it's that
important. It comes with all the episodes. The season DVD comes with all the episodes of that season. Man, Theo, stop the fucking presses. What? Why? Why did I say such dumb things? Why?
All the episodes, including 200 and 201 episode, are they censored? I don't know. I haven't watched them yet. We'll watch them later, and I'll tell you if they are or not.
But here's the thing that I think is really cool about this DVD set. It's same price as all their DVDs. It comes with one song from their Broadway musical, The Book of Mormon. And I think out of all the songs that they could have chose to sample, they chose a good one, actually. It's called Hello. And instead of me singing it for you, I will play it for you. A little bit of it, at least. Oh, I think I removed the song. Because this is yeah, I think I removed it in editing because I need that YouTube money, guys. That's why I removed it. Clearly. This is an accompanying of Hello, but it's a really good DVD set, good song. Buy it, pick it up, it's worth it. The only thing I don't like the cover because it spoils stuff. It spoils a lot of stuff on the cover, which I think it's weird that they did that. I mean, I'm not. Well, if you look for it, you can see, but see, like they show Kenny wearing. Yeah, I didn't like that. That's a spoiler. I'm sorry, but like. Yeah, that's kind of dumb. I can't. I don't know why they designed the cover that way. Like, I guess they assume that you watch the season live, but, like, if you did and you just wait for the DVDs to come out, you're gonna get that and be like, oh, Kenny's Mysterion. I mean, sure, you could argue that it was obvious, but, I mean, at the time it wasn't. And just putting on the covers like, hey, it's this guy. But whatever. It made up for it, but yeah. It's actually really one of the best DVD sets that they have released. I had 3 dislikes on this video. Oh my god, guys, 3 dislikes. I can't imagine why. Is there comments? 749 views. How did I get 700 views on this? And then when I do a fucking video now on that channel, I get like 10. What happened to YouTube, guys? YouTube fucked my channel, dude. I probably could have been partnered if I kept getting these views. And then this guy says, I agree with you. Islam should have respected you. What the? Oh, man. Oh, this is back when I was Ravens Guy 2007. I changed my name on that channel. Thanks for the help. And I did find the code, and I found the site. I kept. Oh yeah, because I was actually talking to this guy. They fucked up the replies during the site updates. It was just kind of shitty, but okay, good review. But how do you download the song? I have the DVD and I don't know how to do it. I helped them out. I don't buy the Region 2 copy because they have banned the episode 200. So I guess that guy was just replying to that guy. Cool, I love South Park. Man, I was raking in the views, dude. I thought that the 13th season DVD set was good, but this one's actually better. So that's it. Goodbye. That's it. Goodbye. I like that ending. I'm gonna be honest. I like that ending. That was a better video. Actually better. So that's it. Goodbye. that is my favorite part of that video. That video was whatever, but that last part was the best. Alright, that's it. Goodbye. So great. That was great. You know, that Theo knew how to make a video. He knew how to end it. Alright, now we're gonna watch this. This had 400 views. Man, my channel was like all over the place with views. I get like 700, 5, 27, 14, 88, 158, 19, 6, 13, 10, 24, 138. Like, these are weird fucking views. Like, my channel was like all over the place. But then if I go to my most recent videos, it's like 5, 10, 20, 30. But these are like, okay, 700, 400, 10, 20. They were like all over the place. That's something. Let's watch this one now.
Yo, welcome to another video. I'm gonna be doing some reviews. I'm gonna review Samurai Champloo and Cowboy Bebop. So I'm gonna start with Samurai Champloo, since it was the first anime that I watched, and I'm gonna go over what I loved about it because I just recently watched both these animes, so they're both very fresh in my mind.
I am starting to watch Samurai Champloo again, and I love that show. I love that anime. I like the ending. A lot of people hate the ending. I kind of see why people don't like the ending. Like, oh, I get that, but I thought the ending was perfect for what it is. I don't think we needed. I just think it was good for what it is.
So with Samurai Champloo, the story is there's these three characters: Fu, Mugen, and Jean. Fu is a 15-year-old girl who is looking for a samurai who smells of sunflowers, and she goes on this journey with two bodyguards, which is Jean and Mugen, but those two want to kill each other because they want to. They don't really give you a proper reason. It's just, well, Mugen thinks Jean's a badass, so that's why Mugen wants to kill Jean. So that's pretty much the story in a nutshell. They eventually do make it to the end of their journey, which again,
There might be
the end of the
spoilers,
journey
by the way.
got a lot of, oh, such a Hollywood ending. Oh, of course it would end like this. But to me, I would not ask for a different ending. That was the best ending, I think, because so much went on during those last three episodes that you can't just sit there and
Now, I'm
just
gonna be honest with this video so far. It's not too bad. It's 9 minutes, but it's not too bad because I actually give like a synapse of the story, and so far like it's kind of clear what I'm trying to say. So I kind of like this is better. It's like me getting there. I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there to making good vids.
thing. It's like like, oh well, Fu is making it on her way to the island. Oh, sorry, stuff stuck in my nose. G and Mugen are fighting this guy who wants to kill them. Oh, another person's coming to try to kill Mugen. Oh, I mean, this three things were going on all at once, and it was just this big clusterfuck. And
Okay, that was a little. I don't know what part I was. I think I was talking about the like last episode. I don't know why. I don't know why I talked the last episode that early in the review, but okay.
it was so well done because I could see a lot of directors, even myself included, as I work on Dead Zone.
Dead Zone. I used to make a web comic for my Facebook friends, and I hated that comic. Because I had the dumb idea. If you are thinking of telling a story and you think of, well, I'm gonna use my friends and me in the story, don't. It was garbage. It was a garbage idea. The comic was garbage. I hated it. I started liking it when I started working on it. I was like, oh, this is cool. This is fun. But near the end of it, near when I started working on it, years down the line from 2011, I hated that comic. It was awful. It wasn't fun anymore. Every time I uploaded an issue, there would be some drama by some people that would be like, "Oh, you are really longing for your ex in this comic, and that's why you drew this." I was like, "No, I do this because the characters are that's where they're going in their journey." But Theo, that's your ex-girlfriend there, that's you. I mean, Theo, clearly you are doing this because, man, you're so pathetic. And this person, I'm still kind of salty over this person because this person was a fucking pain in my ass. I hated this. I maybe not didn't hate it, but she was annoying. Uh, not gonna name any names because not gonna do that. But this person, whenever I was dating this girl, she just told me, "If you break your heart, I'm gonna kill you." I was like, "Oh, okay." It was like, okay, why would you tell someone that to begin with? But I mean, I guess it's like whatever. So I was like, okay, whatever. She ended up breaking up with me. I was like, okay, whatever. I was so thinking of the timing of the breakup, but I was like, okay, whatever. Months down the line, I was like, yeah, I was still working on Dead Zone. I was like, okay, I'm going to just have these two characters just meet because and I didn't really put much thought into it. And then my ex girlfriend's friend, who somehow stole my friend on Facebook. What the fuck is that? that was still some of my friend on Facebook for some reason, I don't know why. She comments saying, "Oh, Theo, I see you still," like, kind of just saying like negative shit. Is like, dude, like, first off, I broke up, like, she broke up with me. All right, what the fuck does it matter what I fucking do in a comic that's like with zombies? It's a zombie comic. Like, and she was like putting all this extra thought into it. I was like, part of me was like sitting there. I was like, yeah, I kind of see where she's coming from. I'm still, yeah, you get it right about this, but I get where she like why she messaged me. But it's like, why not just fucking talk to me in private? Because we were friends on fucking Facebook at the time, and we're not friends anymore because fuck her, right? But she should have just at least messaged me instead of like putting all this dirty fucking laundry on blast. Like what the fuck is wrong with you? And this person, by the way, has like also like kind of polarized other people. She wrote an article for the school paper about how she hated Christmas. She hates Christmas, and you wanna know why she hates Christmas? This was the best part. Because the way that she wrote this article wasn't really a well written article because she made it sound as if she hated the holiday period and we shouldn't celebrate it. And here's why. Because she locked herself out of her house. Yeah. Yeah, the person who gave me shit for having a nonsense garbage plot point in my garbage comic wrote a piece about why Christmas sucks because she locked herself out of her own fucking house. Amazing. So yeah. I used to think that comic was like amazing because I was working on it. It was a garbage comic. I hated it. Every time I uploaded something, there was something fucking dramatic about it. And I was like, fuck this. It's not worth it anymore. Fuck it. And I stopped it. I never went back to it. I never worked on it again because every experience I had with it was a pain in my ass. So, yeah, that's how bad it was. It just strikes a nerve with me. I have like fucking nightmares about it sometimes. It's garbage. It was a terrible moment of my life. I hated it so much.
Would get lost in that whole array of action.
And the other thing the reason why I also brought it up would be to say, when you work on something, be it videos, story related, whatever, be careful not to have an inflated head. Because when I made Dead Zone, I was like, oh man, I know good storytelling, I know good directing. I was like sniffing my own farts about it. I was like, oh man, oh, I would go see a movie. Oh well, see, this is how a movie should be directed, and that is so fucking annoying. It's so condescending. So like, I mean, you can kind of tell what you like about a story, how it's directed, etc. That's fine. But just because you make a story doesn't mean you're a pro at it. I had this fucking huge head. It's kind of how Phil feels about his own fucking videos. Like, but I know what makes a good video, dude. Okay? So,
spend either too much time on one thing, but with this, it's been equal amount of time on each character. It wasn't like, well, we're gonna spend half the episode talking about Gene today, and then next episode is gonna be Mugen, and then last episode is gonna be Fu. Each episode had its own, it divided everything so equally that no one was getting kicked. I mean, I think Fu.
I think what I was trying to say here, geez, that was a rant. Sorry about that, but maybe you guys had fun with it. But, anyways, what I was trying to say is, in this, I guess I was saying, is that in Summer Champloo, the development among characters were balanced. They didn't feel like lopsided and all that. So there you go.
Of screen time in those last 3 episodes, but overall, it was pretty much all even. I mean that's not even by it's by a little. But anyways, the character development with Summer Champloo, I think, is well done. As this, the problem I had with it was when it deals with a big story, not story, like a big concept or development. Like for instance, when you watch Misguided Miscreants, whatever. I think it's. I'm totally gonna.
Yeah, this guy miscreants. I think the episodes.
So a professional gotta be okay. Misguided Miscreants, yeah, part 1 and 2. When they were doing the character
Wow.
development for those parts, it just felt slow, where it could have been a little bit more quicker and a little bit more impact. But not saying that these were terrible developments. I mean, it did what it had to do and did a good job at it. It's just there were parts that to me didn't feel like I needed to see, but it was. I mean, it wasn't something that you could throw that out. I mean, it's just that they just kept going over this particular scene, which I didn't really. It was pretty much the scene when Mugen dies in that episode, where he's pretty much like being escorted on his way to heaven or hell, wherever you want to look at it. They have this music playing over it, and all these montages going on, and going back. And half the montages you don't really need. I would have rather have loved it if they just did a flashback with. They had flashback scenes. If they just focused on those flashback scenes, I think it would have been a better episode than just mixing in them with picture montages of stills, which I don't see the point. And
I don't
you can say,
remember.
well,
I don't
it's done
remember
for
that.
artistic purpose or
We get
whatever.
past it, I
That's your
guess.
opinion. Mine is just what I said.
Oh wow, hippo stabber. Well, like everyone said, look at this dude. Theo is is garbage. He is far too boring. God help him if he ever decides to do live streams where he tries to entertain people. Wow, dude, this is the most uneducated comment I ever seen. Well, I bust my ass to make videos, and you are saying negative shit. Wow, how dare you, piece of shit human. Thanks for the view, dummy. I know why, yeah, great.
So why do I think it's better than Cowboy Bebop? The way that this Cowboy Bebop, don't get me wrong, it's a great anime. I really love Cowboy Bebop. I don't hate it, but the way that each episode is done by a very not archaic, but like very traditional episodic theme, which is just like, which to me the best way I could
But
describe
you know,
it.
I watched, I got the Blu-ray box set of Cowboy Bebop, and that's a much better. I love the show more now. I mean, it still doesn't have a lot of episodes I like. I like kind of like the after the first few episodes, the show got good for me. I like Cowboy Bebop, but I still like Summer Champloo a little bit more. But I wouldn't say that I don't agree with myself that much here. I think the episode structure is fine. Because it's supposed to be about these bounty hunters. So I think the overarching plot it has is saved for certain episodes. Well, Summer Champloo, like, it's episodic, but it's still an overarching plot. Like, there is still a journey, and that's what I liked about Summer Champloo that makes it more memorable for me, is that it's a journey, and that's what I liked about it.
And I know someone's gonna kill me for this, but it felt like a episode of the week bounty of the week kind of formula where this week Spike and the gang is trying to catch this bounty this week. Next week is gonna be this, and is this kind of that formula? And you can say, well, that's the kind of show it is. Summer Champloo is different. I mean, of course they're different, of course, but you could always make small comparisons. It's just that I think that Summer Champloo is better in the sense that when you watch the final episode, you get so much.
I've noticed something that my reviews did improve. Like, I do on the spot review for movies sometimes, and I go in better detail, and I organize them a little bit better because I do, like, okay, I'm gonna talk about the acting, then I'm gonna talk about the story, all that kind of stuff. Here, it's just like I don't think. Like, I kind of now this is kind of making me want to re-review some of these shows I reviewed. Like, I kind of want to do a re-review of Samurai Champloo and Cowboy Bebop. So I might do that. I might do that in the future at some point because this review is not bad, but it's like, it's just not focused. It's really not focused. It's like listening to DSP talk.
Bored for it, you finally meet the spoiler, Fu's dad, and you see what happens at pretty much the last episode was just so rewarding because you've seen these characters go through so much just to find this character, and then when they finally find that character that they were desperately looking for, even you the viewer feels a sense of accomplishment. It's just like, oh, finally found this guy, and that is something that Cowboy Bebop to me doesn't have because they don't really give an idea. I mean, Cowboy Bebop is when they want to focus on a character, they focus on it, and that's great. It's just you don't because there are some episodes that felt like that this character was on a journey, but they never gave you the idea that he was like. You just knew that their bottom line was just making money, just doing bounty heads and all that. But when you get to the last episode, I'm gonna try my best not to spoil it. When you get to the last, like the two-parter, at the end of the series, it just feels like, oh, he was doing this all along, but he wasn't really. I mean, it's just that to me just felt so much like, oh well, we should just add this for this reason. And I know that was not the whole majority of that episode, but it's just there were small things that kind of felt that way to me, and that's again it's not bad. I mean the way that Cowboy Bebop worked, it works fine, and it's a great anime. It's
What the fuck am I talking about?
it. Is there's some things in Cowboy Bebop that I just didn't like the episode. I think because with Samurai Champloo, each episode gave you more of an idea of what they're gonna do and how they're gonna find the Sunflower Samurai. Each thing and Samurai Champloo was key to each other. You couldn't go on any further without understanding what happened last time. And yeah, there are some episodes in Samurai Champloo you can easily just skip. But
You could just dive into Samurai Champloo at almost at any point, but the thing that makes Samurai Champloo great is the development between the characters. Like they really form a friendship, and that's what I liked. That's really what I liked about Samurai Champloo is that it's really about three strangers by circumstance coming together, and then this kind of like these unlikely people becoming friends, and I like that. I think that that's why I like the ending a lot. It's just kind of like, you see this journey where these three people that could not give a fuck about each other suddenly become friends, and I think that's a really sweet and nice ending. Cowboy Bebop didn't really have that. Like it had it in the sense that like these characters are kind of all coming together, but they have the same interest of getting money, getting paid, and that kind of stuff. While in Samurai Champloo, it's like Mugen and Jean didn't really have any stake in finding the Sunflower Samurai. They didn't really have to obey Fu. They didn't have to really do what Fu wanted. I mean, if anything, they could have just killed her and then just like kill each other. But there was something about them not doing that, and them going on through this journey to get to the Sunflower Samurai. And it's interesting. You could say like, oh well, they either want to honor the coin flip or the coin flip was just like kind of a thing, but it was just it was something that made them obey or like to listen to the coin flip. It was something. It was not. That's what made Samurai Champloo great for me. I loved the dynamic with those three characters, and you really felt something about that journey. Like there were episodes, the one where was it the blind girl? Where they find this woman who's blind, I think, and she has to kill Jean or Mugen or something like that. Oh my god, sorry about that. But yeah, that episode was so like sad. He's like, oh man, this could happen or whatever. It was really weird and it was really really interesting to see, and I really like that about Samurai Champloo. Cowboy Bebop had some of that, but it was just kind of like, okay, these are all bounty hunters, and it's really more about bonding with a common interest, and kind of how these people kind of became friends, and all this other dynamic and like dramatic stuff, but they're both inherently different in structure. So I like both. Ultimately, I like Samurai Champloo because that connects with me more.
they still had enough story and enough stuff to hold you into that episode that you wouldn't just skip it. And it's same thing with Cowboy Bebop in some episodes, but there were just some that I just would not mind skipping. Like, I mean, the first disc had some good episode. I don't know. It's just there were things that Cowboy Bebop, especially with the character Faye. I did not like her at all in the beginning, where she was just kept coming and going as she pleased, and that to me left such a bitter taste that
Yeah,
it was just like,
I still think that they kind of ruined the. I don't like Faye at all in the beginning, and I don't know if that was the point. I don't know if like you're supposed to be like, oh, you know, she's a bitch, fuck her, and then you end up liking her as the show goes on. I don't know if that was the point. Might have been the point because it seems to be pretty obvious. But as I said in this video, I do like a lot of her later episodes, like Speak Like a Child. That episode fucks me up. Like I still get sad thinking about that episode.
why are they even bothering with her? They should just do whatever. I mean, that to me pissed me off. And I mean, yeah, like I started liking her by the time we got to Speak Like a Child. When we got to Speak Like a Child or My Funny Valentine, that's when she became a good character, and that's when I started liking her a little bit more than I did before.
Like I think
And
that was the
I understand
point.
her character. I understand why she does what she does. I mean, especially with the Jupiter Jazz episodes. Those are really good episodes, and I mean, Cowboy Bebop is actually really one of the best animes. There was just some things here and there that I think could have been better. So that's it for Cowboy Bebop and Summer Champloo. I mean, feel free to post what you think. I mean, I'm sure you're gonna disagree with me or agree with me, whatever you want. It says I like Summer Champloo much more than Cowboy Bebop in what I just said in this whole video. I just I mean, yeah, I've said enough, so I'm gonna end it here. Later.
Man, still did not beat the best ending to that one video. Goodbye. Goodbye. That's it for this video. Goodbye. Okay. By the way, I'm gonna skip this one because this was a homework assignment, so I don't really. Box opening. Well, there's a box opening vid.
Yo! Make sure I didn't hit the button. I got a package in the mail. Oh, look at this be. Look at this be. So we're gonna an unboxing. Let's unbox this shit. See what it is.
Shit,
By the
what
way,
is this?
YouTube, sorry, there's been no skits. It's been kind of so whatever for me. Hold on. Okay.
Great camera angle.
Coming.
Okay, guys, put us in the comments which had the better unboxing, me or Darkside Philip.
Okay, got it. I got it open. Got it opened. Could be in here. Be in here. Bubble wrap. Oh. Boom! Oh, dun 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 dun. That's right, I got The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D soundtrack. It's gonna be in 3D.
3D soundtrack.
You don't
Shit,
have
that's
this
your
shit.
address. Oh, well, that was that's
Best
a
part is I
different
don't
address anyway. I
Or
don't
if you
live
get
there
this,
anymore.
or if you get this, you had to buy the Zelda game, the 3DS version of it, and go to Nintendo, do some stuff like that, tell them, I bought it, and type in some code, and they'll send it to you for free. For fucking free. And this is done in a limited pressing. It's only going to be given to the people who bought the 3DS Ocarina of Time.
Wow,
from
such humble bragging.
time release.
This is gonna be a very special thing. It's only gonna be a little bit of time. Only some people can get it. Wow, what a great guy I was.
I think it already passed. But I got it because they sold it on Amazon, and you're probably saying like, oh, it must have been a lot of money. No, it's actually pretty dirt cheap. It was like about like as much as a normal soundtrack would cost. So I got that shit.
I didn't get it for free
because
wow.
Soon it'll be worth billions. Boom, baby, boom. Oh, other side, boom. But this is the real deal. This is remastered. You got some bonus tracks in there. Got a lot of stuff in here. So stay tuned for review, and stay tuned for my art book collection video.
Oh, do I review the soundtrack?
Yeah.
Man.
Transition.
Oh shit. How much you want to bet I did not even review it? I didn't review it. Look, what is up with me? This video. I'm gonna talk about Peace Walker in the next video. Never talk about Peace Walker ever again. Here, I'm gonna review The Legend of Zelda 3D soundtrack. Never did a review of it.
Hey, welcome to a art book.
I did do an art book
talk.
update.
This is art book update number 1. There's more art books to come, but I'm going to talk about 4. This is one of the 4. The Peace Walker art book. This is the first Metal Gear art book I have bought. I've got one with a pre-order before, but this is the first like full-length 200-page art book, which is, to me, like, I wasn't sure if I should buy this at first. I was kind of like, oh, I don't know if I should buy this, but like I said,
wow, what a great visual!
Does great
you guys
art.
See right up my
I
nose.
love the game, so I'm gonna.
A very flattering angle, Theo.
Do a Peace Walk. I think I'm gonna buy it. So I
bought
it.
Good job, Theo.
And it was for $60.
I should keep doing
200
pages,
like and this is the first page.
Nose.
Already looks damn sexy.
Damn sexy.
Pull up a random page here. Here you go. You got Huey from the game. Another like look at this, for instance. This is gonna help me. This page, like, look at the detail here. You have like each spec. There's no need for you to know the specs of this, but like there's a spec of each like railgun, like little like mechs, the mechs in the game, and it's all for this little thing. These 2 pages all go to this. Like, whoa. I mean, it's a great art book. It's 200 pages of very well done content. That's all.
It is a good art book. I will say.
It's a great art book. If you really want an art, like a book full of beautiful art, this is the one. And even as the art book itself, it's, besides the art being beautiful, what makes this worth your money is beyond the art. Is they have like a lot of concepts here that didn't even make it into the game.
Yeah,
like there's
storyboards,
mechs in this book
had all kinds of stuff.
are not
really
even in
cool.
the game.
Really cool art book. I really like the art book.
They even have storyboards of cutscenes that weren't even in the game. For instance, I can't even explain it because it's so unique. Like there's a scene
it's so unique. Okay, the storyboard that I was talking about. So there was a scene where there was a cutscene of them actually finding out Paz was a double agent, and there's a whole cutscene of like the whole MSF team, like, you know, homing onto an interrogation scene. It was really, really great stuff that never made to the game, sadly.
Big Boss and his unit was like, hey, I think this person's a spy, and they all like find out, and they all rush into this one room where this guy was, and the person ran off or something. Like, it was just, the storyboard was so well like drawn. Like there was Japanese to go along with it, but I can't read it, so I can't read Japanese. Like, looking at each board, it's just like there was a lot of story that was not even in the game, and a lot of mechs and a lot of concepts. Most out of this, like,
since I'm a Peace Walker,
like $67. I again, if something happens to that's my favorite art book ever. So then we go to this. It's kind of a bad follow-up. MGS4. This game to me is one of my least favorite Metal Gear games.
Yeah,
I love
agree. I agree
Peace
with
Walk. Peace Walk is my top favorite. Then it goes to 3,
Peace Walk. No, 1, 3, 1. Peace Walker. 5. And 2 and 4. 2 and 4 always switch, so they're tied.
2, 1, then 4 is. Then 4, then Portable Ops. Portable Ops is the worst. Oh god, I hate that game. But this one is.
God, I hate that game.
It's not a bad game. I think it could have done. It could have been better. So I'm gonna show some art here. See, like there's a lot of game like 3D renders of each character, which to me bums me out. I don't like that at all. I mean, I don't mind if it's like a little like that. It's like, oh, this is like a little on the corner, and then the rest is this art, but it's not. It's like there's two, and to me, I hate looking at 3D
Yeah,
art.
I don't like when video game art books include the game model and the art book. Like I got a Halo 3 art book once they sold a collection of it, and that art book was garbage. I treated that art book like shit because it was fucking shit. Because all the art was in-game models, and it's like, why would I want a book of this? I could just turn on the game and see that.
Really don't like that at all. Like, which is weird because I mean, then you look at this and it's just, oh, look at all this art, and these characters are not even the main cast, and they have a lot of artwork for them. Like, and this book to me is the most ironic book I've ever read, I've ever went through, because you have Otacon, who's one of the main characters, and he has like not even half a page dedicated to him. It's like way at the bottom of the page, and
Yeah,
it's not even an
yeah,
art
that is
render.
really sad. I still think about that too. It's like Otacon has been in every single Metal Gear. Like he's in MGS 1, 2, 4, and 4. Like he's almost like a staple character. Like he's related to a lot of the main story. And you get the MGS4 art book, and it's like, oh, okay, let's put Otacon on the bottom. Oh, the monkey though. The monkey gets more page, like a bigger page than Otacon. Like that gotta hurt.
Ring of it. It's just a 3D artwork of Otacon, which is just like, I can find this on the internet, and I mean, this is, to me, an art book it should contain art that's either on the internet and this kind of stuff that you've never seen before, which this has, but like for Otacon, it only had like 3D render of him. That's bad. That's pretty bad for a character.
Yeah,
And
it's like,
he thought,
really, you're telling me that Shinkawa didn't do any artwork for Otacon? Like they just do immediately. Okay, he's gonna just wear a lab coat. We got him, guys. Yeah, okay.
main character too. Like, a soldier has more artwork than he does, which is kind of ironic for him, but kind of sad for him. But whatever. This one, it has less pages than Peace Walker, which to me kind of baffles me, because this was on a PS3. This is on a home console, and this is on a handheld, and that has more content than this book does.
And the other thing that blew my mind was 4 was like a very hyped game. Like, oh, it's gonna wrap up the series, and it's like, okay, here's like a tiny little art book, and it's not my favorite one. Like, and the thing is that like 4 had a lot of potential too, because it's like futuristic, it's all this other stuff. So I would expect like a huge book about it, like the size of Peace Walker. A Peace Walker, a game that takes place in the 70s. It's on a handheld, and then kind of like decent hype. Oh, that has like all this art. Like Shinko went all out. Like Shinko went crazy and just started doing all this crazy artwork. 4, okay, here's some artwork. Okay, here you go. It just feels weird to me.
This is a really big game that people really wanted to play, and it doesn't have a lot. It's a good art book. I can't recommend it at all, because it's to me overpriced. It was like $100 something, and I sat there and was like, well, I need to buy this. If you're a Shinkawa fan, yeah, it's worth it. But if you're just looking for a good art book, it's not worth that price. This is worth it. That's worth it. But with this, it's like it's good for a collector, and if you like the game. But other than that, it's.
Yeah, I agree. If you like MGS4, if you want to collect stuff,
it's a good art book, but I can't really recommend it. Now this one.
If you're like looking for an art book, I would not.
This one got a lot of controversy on Amazon, because before I bought this, I looked at the reviews, and it got like 2 stars. It was very low rated. And this is Darkstalker's graphic file. My bad. I like this book a lot more. I thought it's underrated.
Like
it's the most underrated.
He got slammed with user reviews. He got like just fucking abolished, or just destroyed. And I liked it. It was really cool. It was a really cool read. It has like button inputs for each game. it talks about the design of each character. It was a really interesting book. If you love Darkstalkers, if you love that fighting game, I would recommend the graphic file. It's a really good read. It's really good. It's a good collection of art for that game.
Art book I own, actually. Every other art book I have is like so highly rated, highly admired, whatever. This is the only one I have that's like not even good according to some people. This is worth it. This is worth the money if you're a Darkstalkers fan. And like, I bought Darkstalkers pre-owned and it didn't come with an instruction manual. This has a lot of like combos in here. Like here, see, here's a good page. They have like each Darkstalkers game, like Darkstalkers 1, Night Warriors, whatever, and they have all their moves. All their moves there. And that to me is great detail because it's a great book. It's a really nice book. I love it. And I bought it on a whim, and I still love that book because it has a little bio of each character. Like, if each character, like, for Morgan, that's Morgan right there. They have a biography of her and even a developer commentary on her saying, like, oh, well, when we were considering making Morgan, she was originally supposed to be a vampire. And you can kind of see some of the hints there, like bat ears, whatever. And they said, well, at the last, well, we decided to make her a succubus. And well,
Succubus.
she's a succubus. And, well, honestly, she's a succubus. And, like, reading stuff like that makes me really happy. And then with her name is Lily, or Lilith, something like that. She was originally supposed to have the exact same face as her. Like, they're supposed to share exact same head, whatever, but they decided to make her own little character, kind of, but share some aspects of Morgan, whatever. They're supposed to share some aspects, like bat ears, whatever. And the concept with her was that she has, like, no soul or something. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I read her profile, but I know to some extent she wants to have her body, pretty much. Like, not in a sexual way, but in a way of she wants to become her. Which is an interesting story for this character, because this character I don't really know or care for. I like her a lot more. But
Yeah, Morgan's the best.
Whatever.
Morgan World Order. But yeah, that was a cool read. When I read about Lilith's like story, like, oh yeah, she's gonna, like, she would want to kind of take over Morgan's body, basically, or whatever. I was like, oh, that's a really cool story. Like, that's something that, like, that's what I like about Skullgirls. It has, like, stories, like, characters like that. Like, in Eliza's story, everyone's favorite character, she's like, oh, you know what, Samson, we're gonna find a better host for you. And she kind of, like, holds Philia hostage, basically. And I was like, oh, that's kind of evil. And she keeps, like, Misfortune as a pet, which is, like, evil. Like, that's what I like about, like Skullgirls and Darkstalkers. They have very dark stories with each character, and I really like that. That's sort of, it's a shame that Capcom will never make a new Darkstalkers game. It sucks. I would much rather have Darkstalkers than Street Fighter. I'll trade Street Fighter for fucking Darkstalkers. Come on, Capcom. And it was dumb that they were like, oh, we're gonna sell a remaster, and we'll see how that sells. Like, no one wants a fucking remaster. Get a new Darkstalkers game. Just fucking do it, Fuck it.
It's a great art book. It goes through the timeline of Darkstalkers. It has a lot of stuff in there. To me, it almost warrants a day for me to sit down and read each page.
And I never
because
did
it's good. It's a really good book. So if you really want a nice book to sit and read about concepts and whatever, this is a good book. It's a really nice one. Okay, next one.
Next
this one is
boy.
Same game, Darkstalkers, but this one, I have a nice little thing to say about this one. This is a Darkstalkers tribute. Now, this art book, I'm going to sit down for this. This art book isn't done by, like, a artist that Capcom found. Like, for instance, like Yoshi Shinkawa, Kojima found him and he started doing the art. This is not done by, like, an artist like that. It's done by freelance artists who are actually fans of the game.
That was the cool thing about the Darkstalkers tribute book. It had a bunch of other people do art for Darkstalkers. It was a really nice read. And, I kind of want to go back through that. But it was a really nice collection. that they put together, and I know they still do that. They did that with Street Fighter. Yeah, like a Street Fighter cross, Street Fighter vs. Darkstalkers book. I really want to get that because that looks pretty dope.
They actually like Darkstalkers. Like, that's why it's called Tribute. It's not Darkstalkers the art book, it's Darkstalkers Tribute. Because it has artwork from people who are not even part of the game, like Jeffrey Chamba Cruz. He is an illustrator, he does deviant art, whatever, and they put him in a book. And that's what's like this art book. You'll not. It's all done by people, by fans
Jeez.
and freelance artists, like whatever.
I
really recommend it if you're going through a Capcom art book. If you buy this one, Darksiders Tribute, don't worry about it. It's a good. It's UDON. Udon does a lot of good art books for Capcom. Like they have a Street Fighter one, they have a Resident Evil, I think. They have a few. I like them, but I don't at the same time because I'm getting kind of sick of them because they just do a lot of. I don't know. I mean, it's not like Udon's a terrible company. It's just
I don't watch any more of this. I'm getting bored with this. This was a mistake. Oh, art book emergency update.
Yo, welcome to an emergency art book update. You've seen these art books before. You've seen them. Now, feast your eyes on this. Boom! HD collection, the limited edition. Look how big that thing is. It's huge. It's ginormous. It's ginormous. Like whoa. Okay.
Whoa.
Boom! Comes with an art book collection, but let's open this beast up.
17 views on this.
Now, somehow Amazon, with their awesomeness, damaged this. I ain't ballin', but luckily the game comes in this little sleeve, and only the sleeve was destroyed, not the book. The book is good. This is the game, that's my email, just ignore it. Boom, this is the game.
That's my email, ignore it, ignore that shit.
And then this is on the PS3. Oh, and, you know, this is a God damn it, how many emails do I need? Transfer ring compatible. Oh, I can transfer these games.
Okay, we got it. I got a fucking book. Top 10 games, part 1. Oh boy.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
I do
had a good
all
holiday?
my videos like this. Are you fucking Theo? Why?
Well, I'm gonna go through. One of my friends brought up a question asking me what's my top 10 favorite games. So I'm gonna go through that right now.
Oh,
and,
what a great camera!
Keep in mind, there's no
my
particular
reflection,
order.
so you just see my back of the head. Like...
a list. So I'm gonna start off with Lords of Shadow. Now, I really loved Lords of Shadow. It was a great game for the series because I never really cared for Castlevania as much. I always thought it was just kind of a weird game, but then again, the only Castlevanias I've seen were the ones on the PS2, and those weren't that great to me. I didn't really get into it as much. And then I'll look at the 2D Castlevanias, the old school, and those are pretty good. But I still can't get into them as much. The only one I got into is Dracula Chronicles, but that's just an okay Castlevania game. But this one, I got into it because Kojima was behind it, so I was like, oh, I'm interested in that. And the story and the trailer I saw was really interesting. I mean, it looked.
Shadow 1 was good. 2 sucked ass. I really hated 2. It was such a letdown. I have no urgency to go back, and like Lord Shadow 1 was good, but I would not put it in my top 10 anymore because it's good, but it's not fun. I went back to it and I was like, I don't really feel anything about this game anymore. Like, because there were good moments of it, there were good parts of that game, but there were a lot of bad parts. So it's like a playable game that keeps you hooked because the story was good. But if the story wasn't good, and you just had the gameplay of it, I don't think you would want to finish it. I just didn't feel a drive to finish it if it wasn't for the story. then 2 came out, and 2 was this garbage. It was this, like, you could kind of tell how much supervision Kojima gave in Lords of Shadow just by playing 2. Like, you play 1, they go to 2, and you're like, holy shit, did Kojima make the whole game at this point? Because it doesn't feel the same, and it doesn't have the same quality. It just feels a lot more barren and sloppy. Lords of Shadow 2 just feels like a sloppy game than 1 did. 1 had, like, organization and order to it, but 2 just kind of felt like that they were just like, you didn't know what the fuck they were doing. And they just kept everything in, they didn't take anything out. Like, they could have taken out the castle moments and the story would have been the same.
It did look like a God of War ripoff, but there was so much in it that it wasn't. Like, you could upgrade your character, you could upgrade your skills, you could upgrade your evil meter, your heaven meter. It has so much customization to it, which was to me more reason to play the game, and the DLC
What
campaigns that they have for it
customization?
were just as good because it explains a lot about the ending and all that. I mean, I could go
DLC
into it,
was
but
okay.
it will go on
It
the
was
border
okay.
of spoilers, so I'm gonna not do
The
that.
first DLC was good.
But I mean, overall, I mean, this is great for non-Castlevania fans because to me this had a really dark story and I mean I was kind of anticipating that from the beginning, but I mean it's just overall it was delivered well and brilliantly. It was just such a great story because you kind of wanted to
Oh
see
my god, my videos are
where
so
this game was
boring.
going.
These ones are
I mean,
so
it was leading on this
boring.
one track, which you're just
Oh
like,
god.
I think I know where this is going, and then by the end, you're just like, whoa, that came out of nowhere, and I always argue with some people with this, but I thought the ending was brilliant in the game. I really loved the ending because it showed so much about the character and who you were playing as, and it was much more about who you were playing and what was going on, and it was just much more interesting to think about because and to me that's what a game should do is that it makes you think because by the end when you're done with Castlevania, I mean not like it's a philosophical game and you're gonna be like pondering philosophical thoughts, but you would sit there and be like, oh, I wonder why this happened, and you start thinking about the character and I mean, not in an obsessive way, but you think of the character as this like
I wonder if there's any
you try to
comments on this
understand the character
video.
better, and that to me is where the game gets
No
good.
one
When a
comments
game
on
makes you
this
think
guy's
about the
video,
character and
so
try
I
to
said it'd
understand
be
it, not in a way that's like oh it's confusing, but in a way that's like just thinking about it. I mean, I'm trying not to spoil it, but that's how I feel about that Castlevania game, and to me it's just a fun game to play. Now, this one, No More Heroes. This one I bought on a whim. I remember E3 2006 or 2005. I was watching the Nintendo press conference, and they were
Oh, back when
showing
they
a
did press
trailer for No More
conferences.
Heroes, and at the time I didn't quite grasp what it is because I either didn't see the full trailer or I don't know, but I just sat there. I was like, are we killing heroes or what? I mean, I was just trying to understand the title, I guess. And I ignored the trailer. I was just trying to understand the title, and I said I was like, you know what, this game looks pretty interesting. I think I'm gonna buy it. And when it came out, I bought it for my birthday. I got it for my birthday, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna play this. And man, I really appreciated the game, and I think it was just
So this
one of
is
the
what
best
I
we.
mean when I do videos on people. I try to make videos on people who kind of have a bigger following, or I don't know. But like this is the kind of video that I would probably would not do a video on if it was someone else because it's clear that I was just uploading these videos just for fun. Like I was like, okay, I want to share my opinion, and that's it. I didn't really think much about my videos I was making at the time. Just I just want to make a video, and that's all I was doing during this time of this channel, just making videos just for the sake of them. But now when I do videos on that channel, I put more thought into it. It's like, okay, well, I want to do a game of the week on Street Fighter Five. I want to talk about why I like Street Fighter Five. Oh, I want to talk about why I like Skullgirls. So I want to talk about why this and that. And I think that's why I kind of like my videos now. That I make. I mean, I could still be boring. I probably am still boring when I do videos, but it's it's more than what I was doing back then. I mean, these videos aren't terrible. Like if I was watching this with the mindset of, oh, this guy's just uploading videos just for the fun of it, and I didn't expect anything, then this would probably be fine. But it's just if I was looking for something more than just a guy uploading fun videos or just videos that he wants to just make. I mean, these are just videos I just threw out on YouTube, and I didn't really put much thought into it. And you know, it is what it
Wii
is.
titles you could ever buy. I mean, the overworld. I mean, there's some flaws here and there with the overworld. You have to make money to get to the next mission. But overall, the story I think is the funniest story I've ever seen because it starts off with such a serious, funny yet serious kind of the story. Is just like, okay, you're this kid. You're gonna you want to become the top assassin, and that's all you knew, and that's all you cared about. You're like, okay, that I can dig that. Okay, let's do that. And then by the end of the game, the story goes in this weird direction that you don't see coming, and it starts breaking the fourth wall, and
That's what I
it
really
literally came
loved
out of
about No
nowhere. And
Heroes was the story. I like the pacing of it. I like that the beginning of it was just like, okay, you're just killing the assassins. You're just going through, and you're gonna be doing this, doing that, and it's like, okay, all right, and you just think it's like a boss rush mode, a boss rush game, and then you get to the end, and it's like, all right, here's all of this story that comes out of nowhere, and it's like, what the fuck? And that's what I liked about it because it kind of shattered what I expected the game to be. And then I got the sequel, and the sequel was kind of disappointing. But I'm excited for the third one. I'm excited for it. And I don't have a Switch, and I'm excited for it.
to me, that was great, and because they made a lot of jokes that gamers would get and all that. It was just so much. It was such a fun game to play, and the bosses were very unique. There was a few that were terrible, but I mean, it was such a great game, and to
Yeah,
me, I
terrible, like
mean,
broken fucking Batgirl.
I would have really put No More Heroes 2 in this pile, but that game was just disappointing. It just didn't live up to 1. All 2 did was have a better gameplay, and that's all it had. The story was just kind of dumb. The final boss was worse. I mean, the final boss in No More Heroes 1 was hard. It took me.
I liked the final boss in one a lot more too. The final boss in that, I hated it. I hated that game in some way. In certain departments, I think the gameplay is fine, as I said, but the story was weak. The bosses were weak. Like it and the other thing was that they marketed it as, oh, there's gonna be 50 bosses. And I was like, oh, 50, hell yeah. And it was like not even 50. And it's like, then why did you say there were 50 if there weren't 50?
Like days to get to beat it, and that's great. I love that kind of challenge. So I mean, that's No More Heroes for you. Great game.
Great game.
Next one is another Wii title, Super Mario Galaxy 2. Now, a lot of people hate the Galaxy series, and especially 2 in particular, because they're saying, oh, it's just them making money off the first one or whatever. Well, 2 had a lot of new levels and levels that were left over from the first Galaxies that they decided to make a full game. I mean, they had enough to make it a full game. And, but,
I like Galaxy 2.
and to me,
I,
like, this is the
I, I
first.
kind of like Galaxy 2 a lot more. 1 was good. Yeah, Galaxy 1 was good, but I think 2 is a lot better. I kind of want to play that game again.
Mario game that I actually
I think they
really
got rid of it,
appreciated because
sadly.
it had replay value to the point where, like, once you get all the stars, it's like, hey, you know what? There's these green stars. Yeah, you need to you should collect them. And it's like, okay, I'll collect the green stars. And before you know, you're just like, okay, where am I supposed to go? And you're supposed to find these green stars. They're hidden, and that
Dude,
to
was
me
I
is
stoned in this
brilliant.
video?
Is this that you
I
have
look
to
stoned.
it makes it
Been
more
talking
challenging and
about
more fun and
Orange
interesting
Galaxy.
to play.
Galaxy's
And to me, that's
fun,
what a
dude.
Mario game should be. It's challenging, and always keep playing it. So that, I mean, the the time you spend in Galaxy 2 is a lot for a Mario game, and that's really what I like. Because one, I thought it was just too easy to get all the stars. 2 actually is more of a challenge to get all the stars. It's actually more to it than just get all the stars. So, and the one thing that I think LC2 does great is it's almost like a love note to Mario fans because they have the mansions, the mansion galaxies pretty much was just the mansion level, and they remix the mansion music that you'd hear in the old Mario games. Uh, they also brought back the original Bowser music from Mario 64.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
remixed that a little bit.
I do think that they made Galaxy 2 just as a love note for fans because they did that, and I think I'm gonna bring up that they brought back a level from Mario 64 that was like a really good level. So I do think that they did make these levels as a love letter to fans of the series.
Made it more up to date, and it sounds brilliant. And they even brought back a level from Mario 64, which to me was the biggest like, hey, remember Mario 64? Here you go, and it was so nostalgic, and it was
So this
awesome,
isn't a
and
bad
that's really
video. I'm gonna say this. This isn't as bad as the other videos, as my older videos. This is at least like something because it's at least interesting. Like again, like around this time when I was making videos, I started to it. They started to shift a little bit. You're not gonna start seeing me experiment until later on, sure, but this was kind of me actually, able like trying to actually formulate better videos. Uh, talking, and that's the only thing I could think of when I was during this time period because I barely remember what happened in 2012 for me, but I think it is. I think around this time I was experimenting. I was trying to build up more interesting videos that were more about what I like and stuff like that. And I think that's kind of helped me develop this channel better. And then these videos on this channel also help me kind of understand how to structure them a little bit more. So it's
why I
interesting.
liked Galaxy 2 is that it was almost as if Nintendo's like, hey, Mario fans, here you go, and that's why this is
It's just
the best Mario
I
game
still
on this
have
planet.
these videos still drag, which is
Okay,
an
next
issue. But
is 360 game, Gears of War 3, Gears of War Triple. Um, I played all the Gears and the Ram Shadow DLC, and out of all three of them, 3 is the best. And if I were to rank them, it would be 3, 1, and 2. 2 wasn't necessarily a bad game. It's just the story. I didn't like it. It was just kind of, oh well, the locusts are still here. Kill them, and dramatic stuff happens on your trip, and this is like what? And I'm gonna here's
like
a
what?
spoiler. Tai commits suicide, and that to me is we don't really know much about Tai
Yeah,
or where.
the issue with Gears of War 2 I had was that nothing in that game was interesting. There was nothing there that was keeping me playing it, and they showed Ty in that game. You never seen him before, and then he kills himself in the same game, and it's like, we barely knew the guy. We didn't really get good enough development. All we were told was Ty was best friends with Marcus or something like that. He had something to do with Marcus, and then he's like, okay, he killed himself, and I was like, okay, and that's not how you should feel when someone commits suicide in a game, like in a story. If you're telling a story and you're gonna have a character commit suicide, you have to have emotional investment, and I did not have that with uh Ty. I had that with Dom in Gears of War 3. Spoilers. When Dom drives that truck and he sacrifices himself, that had weight. That had a weight to it because that was a character you had since Gears of War 1, and him and Dom and Marcus were like best friends, and they always talked to each other. It was something. Ty, we barely knew. We see him one time, and he's like, "Yo, what's up, Marcus?" Then he commits suicide. It's like there's really nothing there that makes you sit there like, "Oh shit!" It was just like, okay, and that's not really how you should feel when you have a character commit suicide.
Where he came from or what's his relationship with Marcus and everyone else. He just he just showed up at the beginning of the game, then he committed suicide, and I sat there and was like, okay,
I
am I
said
supposed?
the same thing. I said, oh my god, that's amazing. Some opinions just never change.
Why should I feel sad about this guy? I don't know him. I mean, at that point, I should feel sorry for Carmine for getting his head blown off in Gears of War 1. I mean, this guy just comes out of nowhere, and the game is just like, oh yeah, very dramatic, he killed himself. It's like, I don't know this guy. And 3, to me, was just a much better game, because to me it shows that everyone is messed up almost, and it kind of shows that there's a lot at stake at what was going on, and that to me, Gears of War 3 did great. Was that 1 and 2? I never felt the sense of the world being endangered and these
Yeah,
people were
3
on
I
their
think
last
they
legs.
set the stakes a little bit better than the other 2 Gears of War games. Because like the first 2 are just like, okay, here's a war, you're fighting a war, and then 3 it's like, okay, this is what you're like fighting for, and you see the devastation of it because you go through like these destroyed cities and all that, and that's what made that game really really fun to play because you really got to see the amount of destruction that came from it.
Whatever. It was just like, okay, well, we're just gonna kill these guys and then everyone will be happy. But when you get to Gears of War 3, you start to seeing the true like scale of what's going on with this war and what like how much destruction happened. I mean, 1 and 2 kind of give you a glimpse of it, like kind of like a teaser of it, but 3 it went all out. It was just like it was as if the game was just like, hey, you think that this is pretty? You think that this? Well, look at this, and it tugs on your heartstrings. It doesn't. It never lets up, and it's just like, and that's what I liked about 3 was that it had a great telling of the story, and it really made me feel something for these characters, and it wasn't just like her, Mark is killing things, and there's a lot of stuff that happens even within the story that I thought were beautiful and just because Gears of War 1 and 2 kind of had shallow stories that you could even say that they're generic, but 3
Like,
technically is still generic, but it does it in a way that's more riveting and more just like
oh man,
tense and emotional, and it does it in a way that's much more entertaining and interesting. It's almost like watching a movie, and that's really what to me I like that. I love that about Gears of War 3. Now, I'm gonna talk about MGS3 and Peace Walker.
We talked about fucking
topped it.
Metal Gear
The best thing that's their story, everyone for him. I mean, from China, none of them were serious and more of just a tool and a clown. Vulcan story, but the relationship between the boss and I haven't played. They're neither like they're not like a loving relationship. Like they're such a very interesting way of finishing off a game because when I beat it, I was pretty sad at the end. I mean, it isn't
Jesus, I talk about bring up Metal Gear and talk for forever.
And now I'm going to talk about Peace Walker.
Oh my god, I'm talking about.
I felt like the most.
Guys, remember when I said in that last video, I'm going to talk about Peace Walker in the next video? Clearly, I was talking about this video. Here we go. I talk about Peace Walker.
Real Metal Gear Solid game because it had so much to offer, has so much replay value. So I mean, to me, it's the biggest game I've played because once you beat the story completely, there's still stuff to do. Like you still have extra op missions to complete if you choose to. I mean, it's such a rewarding game. It's like, hey, you know what, you should do this.
Like 5 expanded on that in some ways, but it just didn't have the thickness in the story. Like I think the balance between the tapes and the cutscenes were hit or miss.
And to me, it's much more fun than it's the best PSP game out there.
Yeah,
all right.
It is.
I'm gonna try to talk about a few more games, and this might end up in a part 2. Next one is Saints Row the Third.
Yeah, I like that game. A lot of people didn't
really
like it,
didn't expect this to be that great of a game. I mean, I thought I was expecting it to be a good game, but like I wasn't expecting it to be one of my top 10 because I played Saints Row 2 a little bit, never got a chance to beat it because my file got messed up, but I was playing the Saints Row the Third, and man, this is a fun game, and to me it's like if I had a long day or a hard day and I don't feel like playing Gears or something, I could pop in Saints Row the Third and have a good time because it has so much stuff. Like, there's everything for everyone. And that's to me what makes it great. So, Stairs of the Third, I do recommend that game. I love that game.
What the fuck?
Um,
Ah.
Uncharted 2, another game I wasn't expecting to be on my list because Uncharted has always been a series that's just kind of like, this is cool. I appreciate it. But, I mean, if I had it my way, I guess it would be technically Uncharted 1 would be in the list, but 2 is brilliant.
Uncharted 1 was really good. I played that game in the remaster, and man, that game is so hard. It's so hard. It's the hardest Uncharted game. I mean, 4 is pretty good. 4 kind of has a good challenge with it, which I'm happy with. But 1, I mean, it was like Naughty Dog's first third-person shooter. You can kind of tell that they were just trying things out, and it was very different in how it feels. And I kind of wish Uncharted was more like that than what it became. 3 sucked. 4 was good. Like 1 and 4 are my two favorite Uncharted games. 2 is up there too. 3 is garbage. 3 could just go away and I will not miss it.
The gameplay was
That's how bad
much
it is.
more interesting, and the set pieces were way more captivating because I mean the game starts you off in a train that's about to fall off, and that to me is just like a lot to take in, and that's great. And then Uncharted 3, which is just lame, but Uncharted 2 just was great all the way through, and excuse me, the final boss to me was the highlight of the game because it was so hard. Like if you try to stay in one place to recover your health, you die instantly. I mean the game pretty much punishes you for being a bitch, and it says like, and it pretty much tells you face me or you're just gonna die. So. I mean, it kept you on your feet, and that's what I like about Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 1. Both those games kept you on your feet. It wasn't like, oh, well, you win. It actually put you on the spot and had you think, which was good. I mean, I really like that because it made you feel more into the game. So I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna do a part 2. So, see you later.
See you later. Alright, I am gonna get something to eat. I am hungry. So, I guess I will also just put this up into another part. Isn't that exciting, guys? I bet you like these videos. I bet you're like, Theo, man, you're going through your old videos, you're torturing yourself for us, and I am. I am torturing myself for you guys. But, you know, you guys sit here, watch me talk about DSP for, I don't know, I mean, I might as well sit through my own fucking garbage, right? So, see you in the next one, guys.